Every generation has its fashion it girls. Today, in the age of Instagram, we have Instagram models, headed by the likes of Kendall Jenner and Gigi and Bella Hadid. Young people are spending more and more time on social media and are said to check Instagram an average of 5 times a day, with young women using the app as their main source of fashion inspiration. From big celebrities like the It Girls to micro-celebrities, Instagram is used to gather information on what's hot and what's not before you go spending your money on it. But inspiration doesn't just come from anybody. It comes from influencers. But what's the difference between an influencer and a celebrity? And can you be both? Celebrity theorists argue that celebrities are not born. They are socially produced in dialectical relation with the audience. They exist in the interplay between either side of the screen. On social media, celebrity bodies are created through the act of photographing, editing, and posting themselves. As fashion experts Rosie Findlay and Karen de Perthuis say, their body within a single post is transformed into the fashion body. And yet, the cumulative effect of their posts in their feed forms another body, a corpus of work that literally stands in for them in digital space. All types of influencers, from celebrity down to micro, embody this. Despite the Instagram It Girls walking runways and shooting editorials, they aren't just celebrities in the traditional sense. They are also influencers, the most influential of the influencers. In this table, from Influencer Celebrification, How Social Media Influencers Acquire Celebrity Capital by Gillian Brooks, Jenna Drenton and Mikolai Jan Piskulski, you can see how these girls merge both their offline and online celebrity, creating a super influencer Instagram model celebrity hybrid. They are influencers in the traditional sense of the word, ticking all the boxes required of true opinion leadership. They are considered experts on products or services, i.e. clothes and accessories. They are active members of an online community, i.e. Instagram, in which they participate with high frequency and make substantial contributions. And they are regarded by others as having good taste in relation to purchasing decisions. Opinion leaders are crucial to disseminating trends, and people look to them for fashion inspiration because they trust them to know their stuff. Celebrity scholar Christine Geraghty says that the term celebrity indicates someone whose fame rests overwhelmingly on what happens outside the sphere of their work and who is famous for having a lifestyle. This is the social media celebrity. They become famous through the textual and visual narration of their personal and everyday lives. The immediacy and interactivity of social media creates a feeling of personal connection and identification. This is called social presence, a psychological state in which virtual actors are experienced as actual actors. Using social media creates a feeling of the presence of your own self. You are the person using the app. You press the like button and write comments and post. Your account is you on Instagram, not just representative of you. Because this is how we experience social media, we assume this is how others do too. And as apps like Instagram present everything on your homepage indiscriminately, you'll see a post from your mum, your high school best friend, supermodel Bella Hadid, your brother, in no particular order. It presents all users as equals, so you imagine Bella Hadid is behind the Instagram account Bella Hadid, that it is her on Instagram, not just representative of her. This is magnified by the influencer's performance of authenticity, giving the impression of intimacy. This causes presence bleed, where the boundaries between the professional and personal identities are dissolved. Influencers share their everyday, their mundane. They market themselves as real people doing real things in real places. By presenting this as an everyday life, they effectively provide a model for what a fashionable life should look like. Their candids overcome the generic nature of the everyday by just being that cool and fashionable. Even during the high traffic of fashion weeks, when she's regularly in the presence of high fashion designers and celebrities, her Instagram stories have little behind the scenes snapshots, inviting you into a level of intimacy. Her feed breaks up the editorial shots and campaign videos with random pictures of her supposedly going about her business and looking beautiful while doing so. Despite being rich, tall, thin and white passing, she mediates this by inviting people into her day-to-day, putting us on the same level, eye to eye. But presenting us as equals also reinforces her life as something we should aspire to emulate, a fashion and beauty standard we may feel pressured to live up to. We look at the effortless way Bella Hadid looks amazing stepping out of a car, and turn the social media gaze on ourselves, seeing everything we do by imagining how it would look on Instagram. Constantly wondering if we look as good as Bella Hadid when we go about our days, and feeling insecure when we don't live up to the same standards. Implicit in Bella Hadid's authenticity is how effortless it all looks. All this beauty just comes naturally to her, concealing the insane amount of effort it takes to look like that. All we see is the final product. As De Perthwe says, they are the feminized, fashionable ideal that wholly embodies the pleasure of fashion, having been apparently freed from the needs and constraints of a living mortal body. There's also the money aspect. No matter how much you want to look like these girls, the clothes they wear are extremely expensive. In 2017, Kendall Jenner passed Gisele Bündchen to become the year's highest earning model, not to mention her generational wealth. Gigi and Bella Hadid are the daughters of a former supermodel and a real estate tycoon. Their mother Yolanda raised them to be supermodels from the beginning, and Gigi's first gig was for Guess at 4 years old. Their authenticity is completely staged. That's not actually Bella Hadid on Instagram, only a representation of her. Finally, as you can see from this post by the account Celeb Face on Instagram, comparing the images Bella Hadid has posted onto her Instagram versus the original photos, the online representation of Bella isn't even accurate. It's hard to tell whether Bella edited these photos herself or a member of her team did, and I'm not sure what's worse. Models and celebrities embody and even set the standards of cultural norms of thinness that regular women will be judged against. And anticipation of this judgment may lead women to constantly compare themselves to the celebrity fashion and beauty ideals, especially if they see these ideals every day and identify with them due to manufactured intimacy. Social comparison theory argues that human beings compare themselves with others to evaluate their abilities and opinions, especially in the face of a lack of objective measurements. And it is argued that many comparisons people make are automatic and unintentional. As celebrities post private moments and mundane activities on their Instagram, followers may feel more connected to them and more likely to compare themselves with them. But when doing so, most people will not live up to the same standards, and this can create negative feelings about yourself and your body. This perceived connectedness with celebrity influencers leads to regular people modelling their behaviour after them, what Crystal Abidin calls taking up the cultural script. Abidin discusses the notion of visibility labour, where individuals self-posture and curate their self-presentations so as to be noticeable and positively prominent among others. Regular social media users do not usually perceive this self-curation as labour, however, as they consider it something they just do to gain cultural capital. Similarly, Elizabeth Wissinger coins the term Glamour Labor to mean both the bodywork to manage appearance in person and the online image work to create and maintain one's cool quotient, how hooked up, tuned in, and in the know one is. Glamour labour is both the physical work required to have the right body and look, and the virtual work of editing photos, curating an online presence, and staying up to date on trends. Here, the human body becomes a project. The expectation is that women constantly survey their physical appearance, and as Gia Tolentino says in her article for The New Yorker, The Age of Instagram Face, think of your body the way that a McKinsey consultant would think about a corporation. Identify the underperforming sectors and remake them. Discard whatever doesn't increase profits and reorient the business toward whatever does. But this bodily labour must be hidden. It must appear effortless, and the body must exist in a constant state of readiness. Because if celebrities' supposedly everyday and candid moments look perfect, you begin to wonder if you too look Instagram ready at all times. Instagram celebrities have come to completely represent beauty trends, and many people seek to emulate celebrities in order to fit in and feel worthy and validated, and posting on Instagram is how one acquires said validation. Conforming to a beauty standard may make you feel confident, but it's not real confidence. It's completely contingent on living up to an ever-shifting increasingly expensive and difficult to achieve standard. It's worse for your mental health in the long run, because your very identity becomes tied up in meeting external standards you have no control over and won't be able to live up to. The lengths people go to look like celebrities are crazy. This Allure report on plastic surgery trends says that 72% of people want plastic surgery to look better in selfies, and 84% of plastic surgeons say that celebrities have a large impact on plastic surgery trends. But plastic surgery and even Botox and lip fillers are not exactly budget friendly. Not everyone can afford Bella Hadid's nose job. The most popular faces to copy are Kylie Jenner's and Kim Kardashian's. But Kylie Jenner doesn't even look like Kylie Jenner. Instagram isn't real. Nobody looks like that. My advice is to give up. Stop trying and stop caring. Beauty is arbitrary, it's an empty signifier. Its meaning isn't static or agreed upon and constantly changes depending on whatever anyone wants it to mean. And it's increasingly defined these days by capitalist industries that just want to sell you stuff. You will never catch up. The labour to be beautiful will never end. Aren't you exhausted? Give up. Be free. You are not a project to be worked on constantly. You do not need to be beautiful. Your physical appearance means nothing, and you are so much more than... Do you know how many millions of amazing things your body is doing right down to the molecular level right this very moment? It's incredible, and all anyone wants to focus on is your physical appearance. Stop that. Give up on trying to live up to these standards and just have fun. Be free and express yourself without worrying about how you look.